Tell us your name and tell us about your project.
Hi, my name is Edwin Hubble, and I was born in 1889 in Marshfield, Missouri. At a young age, I began reading science fiction novels, and I've always been intrigued with science. I attended college at the University of Chicago, majoring in astronomy. Shortly after graduation, I was recruited by Mount Wilson Observatory to help complete the construction of its Hooker telescope. While working at Mount Wilson, I set out to do research on Andromeda, which is a fuzzy spiral region in the night sky.
What were you guys trying to do or find?
In 1923, Heber Curtis of the Lick Observatory at the University of California and I were intrigued by this region mentioned above as Andromeda and set out to study and explore this region. The region was assumed to be a nebula, which is a region of gaseous space where stars are ultimately created. We hypothesized Andromeda was its own universe, much like the Milky Way. To prove this, we needed to measure how far away Andromeda was from the Earth. If it was farther than the estimated diameter of the Milky Way, then it couldn't be inside the Milky Way.
Where did the project or experiment occur?
As I stated previously, I was employed at the Mount Wilson Observatory in California, and that is where I did most of the experimenting.
What other significant events were happening around the world at that time?
Some of the more interesting things that happened was that Howard Carter opened King Tut's tomb. Also, Time magazine released their first issue, and the original Yankee Stadium was built.
Who else was involved in the project?
As I've already previously mentioned, Herbert Curtis was my main partner on this project. However, Henrietta Leavitt might have made one of the biggest findings on this project. She discovered that the time it took Cepheids, which are stars that periodically dim and brighten, to cycle could be used to calculate how far away the stars in Andromeda are from Earth.
What was your role in the project?
With Leavitt making this discovery, I was able to look for Cepheid stars through the Hooker telescope and use her newly discovered formula to determine their distances from Earth.
What impact did your project have on the physics community?
My discovery shook the foundation of astronomy and ultimately changed everything we knew about our universe to this point. By my discovery, I was able to expand mankind's knowledge of the universe drastically and open up mankind's knowledge of this vast universe we live in. Before my discovery, astronomers believed that the Milky Way was the only thing in the universe. Now we are able to prove with mathematical data that this is not true. Ultimately, by knowing this, we as a society will be able to build on further knowledge of this great big world we live in.
What did you ultimately discover?
We were able to prove that there is in fact other galaxies out there and that the Milky Way isn't the only galaxy within the universe.